up in my family was different. Very, very strict rules of the house, always. Not just religious stuff, everything, I would say. We didn't have a lot of money to begin with, but so it got stretched out even further, you know, as I got older and made plans for the future. So I had all these very specific plans for how everything would work out in that aspect, but no, let's see, my first reaction to being pregnant was, well, honestly, you know, I started having to think, you know, what am I really going to do as far as doing it right? I think I found myself in the position all the way around because I had moved away from home and not just moved out on my own. I moved to an entirely new state from where my mother was. So it was like the ultimate freedom I could do. I lived in my very own house. I could do anything I wanted. I could have people over. I could stay up all night. I could, you know, throw parties. I could do whatever. I mean, there was no going from such a strict toe-the-line life to sudden complete freedom. My relationship with my mother, I would say, was probably one of those love-hate things. You know, when I was really younger, it seemed to be normal. The older that I got, the more it changed, the more she changed, so the stricter that everything became. And you know, I always said all the things that she did I wouldn't do. I know I've done some of them now because they ended up making sense once I became a parent. But
do you love me? Good mama. 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 You're so sweet.
Since I was going to be alone, you know, how do you fill both positions of mother and father by yourself? I was just a few months past my 18th birthday when I moved out, and then it was 4 months later that I got pregnant. So I was about 18 and a half when I got pregnant. 19 when I had the baby. When I found out I was pregnant, the baby's father was on one of his disappearing trips. So when he came back, I told him that that we were going to have to break up, that I'd rather explain to my child why he was never there than why he was only there when he felt like being there. I mean, I felt he was too immature and too unstable to be in her life. I would contact him when I came down to visit family every summer to let him know we would be there, but otherwise we never saw him. He never called or sent letters or anything. The process of raising a child definitely gets easier as they get older. You know, for one thing, you learn things, learn from your mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes. I think it wasn't as hard for me being a single mom as it would have been for a lot of other people, and I tended to be a little more, I don't know that I want to say mature, but a little more grown up than other people my age at that time anyway. I certainly do not regret having my child at that age, you know. I feel like that was honestly almost what saved me. I was just making one stupid decision after another, and it would have eventually led, I think, to a much worse life. So to me, I think it was a very good thing.
What does the cat say? What does the cat say? That's right. That's right.
I think as a kid, you always think, you know, that the plans you make for your future are the way things are going to happen. You know, you never think, you hear other stories and everything, and you just always say, well, I've got these plans and I'm going to do this. And you know, when you're suddenly faced with being able to do or think or say anything you want to, your perspective changes, I think.
Never do that when you're around people. Do that around me all the time. Yeah, a little bit.